Good morning, Hong Kong. It is 4 a.m. Hong Kong time on a Sunday, and it's 4 p.m. Toronto and New York time. We have Nicole Izsak in Montreal, actually, right now, sharing with me about her thoughts of how to save and how to rebuild Hong Kong. Not too much here, but just to give us a preview of how she thinks, uh, a, a normal Hong Kong would be like if we could reclaim the good old glory days, so to speak. Welcome, Nicole, to our program.
Hi. Hi.
Well, yeah, we met in January this year. Time flies so quickly. It's already end of June. Um, there's a lot of time for reflection with what's going on, the extreme makeover. You are known as the person who made Mr. Jimmy Lai cry at his Twitter broadcast. So you left Hong Kong a while ago. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about how you feel about the Hong Kong that you know now.
I left Hong Kong in the summer of 2019. And I guess physically, in some ways, I would recognize the Hong Kong socially, politically, and in lots of other ways. I think it would be a city that I would not recognize at all. Obviously, the COVID restrictions have made things quite difficult to navigate. Simple freedoms, going and eating where we want, traveling where we want, going to beaches, all those different things have changed drastically. But obviously, that constant undercurrent of the political change, fear of people speaking out, people telling me they don't discuss politics anymore, even with their closest friends. It's either too difficult or too awkward or too uncomfortable or too depressing. So I think all of those things have changed so significantly. It's not a city I would necessarily recognize, even amongst my own sort of, I had a very broad range of friends and contacts in Hong Kong. I think even amongst my immediate expatriate and local Hong Kong groups of friends, I think people stop talking about politics either because they're too depressed or because they don't trust everybody anymore, or people have changed their views, or just there's a different culture around freedom of exchange now and of expression that I wouldn't recognize. When I first came to Hong Kong, my husband said, the city is known for having the most demonstrations per day of any city in the world, or some such thing. And when I arrived in Hong Kong, of course, there was all the annual events that we all know about and enjoyed going to. There was demonstrations outside banks because people were upset with what the bank had done, or various different other things. Of course, none of that happens now. And there's painful days as well, like July 1st, when there was traditionally a big demonstration amongst civil groups. I used to love that demonstration. It was always so beautiful to see the full range of political and civil society in Hong Kong coming out. It was more of a celebration in a way. It wasn't an angry event ever. It was always a celebration of the diversity of civil and political feeling in Hong Kong. Now, all those civil groups have been disbanded, or they're afraid to operate. Obviously, the political groups are all being disbanded, and all the people, you'd go under the bridge in Wan Chai and wave to Reverend Chu and all the famous,
Cardinal, for instance.
Cardinal Zen. I used to love going under that in Wan Chai underneath the underpass there, because Reverend Chu was there, Cardinal Zen was there, Benny Tai was there. Claudia Mo was there. I always used to see her on the streets. They're certainly not there anymore. I think that's
and a lot of them are detained right now.
Yeah. Which
this is more than surreal.
Yeah.
And now in the upcoming World Hong Kong Forum, you'll be speaking. The topic is on how to save and rebuild Hong Kong. What would be your message? Maybe we just want to hear, get a sneak preview of what you will say. And this banner downstairs, actually, these are the names of those that you mentioned. Just a partial list. There are like 1,000 of them.
Yeah,
which is quite terrible.
Yeah, I think it's very important to remember those names and to speak those names, really, because they are not free to speak themselves. And we mustn't forget everybody in prison who's been detained, or people awaiting who are on bail. My message, I guess, would be, maybe some of it would be drawing from my experiences as a Jewish person. It's a different time scale, it's a different everything, but there's similarities about keeping communities together in a diaspora. strengthening those communities and keeping culture, tradition, languages, everything alive in a diaspora situation. I think looking to Tibetan groups, to Uyghur groups, other groups that have been exiled politically, socially. How do Hong Kongers stay strong and together in a diaspora? I think so far I'm hugely impressed with that. It's like,
Right.
wow, every country that's received large amounts of Hong Kongers, or even one Hong Konger, is so fortunate that the resilience and the resourcefulness and the networking and the mutual aid and support for all these new communities is just mind-blowing. It's really amazing. Yeah.
And you know what? You have been a huge encouragement to a lot of people, especially in the social media, because people follow you and then you leave comments. And some of the younger activists that I talk to, they know of you. You know, like you like to support. You know, like from the back end. You are not necessarily the most, frontline person, but you have done a lot. And thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the full version of what we will be sharing will be next week at the World Hong Kong Forum. And thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Bye.